Good morning and welcome. It's a Wednesday morning on Wake Up Nigeria. It is great to have you this morning. I'm happy to see you. Welcome to the show.
I'm definitely happy to see you, Mike.
It's been a while.
Been a minute. Yeah, where have you been?
It's been a second.
It's
been a second.
It's been a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been more than a minute, like a second. But how you doing?
I'm okay. I'm great.
How is the month of love treating you?
Very, very lovely. Very, very lovely.
Hey, come on.
You definitely can feel the excitement and the pulse right here in the studio. It is your #1 breakfast show. Wake Up Nigeria.
We like to pride ourselves in that and making her return after 2 decades. Chef Blossom is in the house. Blossom, it has been a second.
You know, she blew now. She blew. And they forgot that.
It's been so long. We miss your smiling face on the show, but it is great to see you smiling again. We're looking forward to talking to you a little bit later. Great to have you. You're welcome, Blossom. All right, it's going to be a wonderful show. Let's get straight into what we have this morning. But just before that, my name is Mike Messick.
My name is Winfrey Agbeleshi, and remember to follow us on social media right now. It is Wake Up Nigeria on TVCE, okay? And of course, get all behind the scenes while you definitely still catch up with the show on YouTube live as we are right about now.
Definitely. Yeah. All right, we kick off this morning with nutrition, and we discuss breakfast for wellness champions with Isiaha Bolaji Olojo. She's a health coach and the visionary behind Coach Nation. She's not just about weight loss, but wants every citizen to get forever results. We'll be talking about that on nutrition this morning. Yeah. The question, what is the answer? If you ask me now, who I go ask? Why do people cheat? Well, Oluwa Tobilola Olumide Ajayi will be the one on relationship to answer this question from her own perspective. Why do people cheat?
Sonny Okona is a data scientist, and he'll be joining us on the couch much later to discuss what he's about. He's definitely in the film industry as well and knows a lot about movie production. Stick around for that one.
How have you all been coping with the dust? That's my biggest challenge at this point in time. You clean the house, you clean something, and the next, less than 24 hours, whole place. I love the Harmattan because of the cold and all that, but it's just the dust that is the problem.
Yeah, but then, is there a cold? It looks hazy, like there's something in the air.
Yeah, it's like it's thick.
Cool.
Is it cool?
But it's cool, yeah, it is.
Compared to
the heat.
Because in the last, before this, I think this is almost a week now, this summer, just before nights were, oof.
But now at least you can keep water in your bathroom and then it's cool. Because that happened to me yesterday. By the time I go back home, the water in the bathroom is cool. Normally it's hot, like very, very hot. But at least it was cool.
It was cool and all of that. So
I close the windows. Like when I clean, shut the windows.
Do you know what I think? No. I remember something 2 years ago about how, I think it was Saudi Arabia, how they created rain. Saudi Arabia, yes. So those guys know that there is a lack of rainfall. These are desert areas. There's a lack of rainfall. They've gotten so far as much that they now control nature. My head, I was blown. Yeah. I was blown. So that means that they can create what the atmosphere they want. Yeah. Well, will we get there someday?
We will now, we will.
I don't know. But we're talking all about the weather. This one, we did not create it. I'm at town full. Let's take a look at what it will be like for today and the rest of the week. The news on Wake Up Nigeria, I am Mike Messick. President Bola Tinubu is back from his private visit to France. He returned on a Tuesday evening and was welcomed at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport by the Minister of the FCT, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the Chief of Staff, and the Governor of Kaduna State and senior security officers. He left Nigeria on the 24th of January to France. And in a statement signed by Ajuri Ngelale, the special advisor on media and publicity, did not state the purpose of the visit, but it did mention that the president will return to the country in the first week of February. Meanwhile, the Presidential Committee on Emergency Food Intervention, chaired by the Chief of Staff, has met in the Villa to begin to fine-tune plans and actions targeted at addressing food shortages across the country. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, disclosed this at the end of the emergency food intervention meeting in Abuja. He says the federal government is greatly concerned about the plight of Nigerians and the hardship caused by the removal of petrol subsidy. He says one of the steps the federal government is taking is to unlock the food available in storages across the country through the Ministry of Agriculture's Strategic Grain Reserve. The meeting of the Presidential Committee on Emergency Food Intervention also had in attendance the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the National Security Advisor, Minister of Finance, and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, among others.
Food shortage or lack of enough food on the table of most Nigerians. Now, some of these will involve unlocking the food that are available in most of the storage facilities around the country. You know that the Federal Ministry of Agriculture has some food reserve that is going to be made available to Nigerians. Government is also talking to...
King Charles has been pictured for the first time since his cancer diagnosis was announced on Monday evening. Both he and Queen Camilla left a Clarence house by car and are believed to have traveled to Sandringham by helicopter. Earlier, Prince Harry arrived in London to visit his father. It is not known whether he's still with him. Buckingham Palace announced the king's cancer was found during his recent treatment for a benign enlarged prostate. They haven't said what type of cancer he's been diagnosed with. The monarch has postponed public duties but will continue state duties and will still meet the Prime Minister weekly. The matches will hold later today, both matches of the semi-finals. Now that's it on the news. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. We'll be back in a bit. Yeah, I don't know why Winfrey said is the concept of 3D shoulders, don't you?
Sorry, you got to show me your 3D shoulders.
You want to see it? Okay, you can stop the show. Let me show up here. All right, so today, I've spoken about this many times, but today I want to do my best to try and help you on how to spot a scam. How to spot a scam. Scams come in different ways. Now, due to the evolution of technology, a lot of scams these days are now cyber-based. You understand? You don't have scams that are physically based as much as back in the day. So cybersecurity is something that we've spoken about. I know we've had one of the biggest cybersecurity experts come up here on Tech and talk about it. But how to spot a scam? And this is based off a particular scam that has been going on for years. It's called Theobat. Yes, Theobat's grant scam, and it was propagated by this pastor. I even use his name. I think it's Theophilus or something. That's his name. So that's where. Yes. So that's how the thing. Yeah, that's how the thing. And the reason why this is because I know many people
that fell
close and this thing that fell for this scam.
Like you know them personally.
In fact, I'm in one group that they are still talking about. I'm telling you, this scam, and this guy proliferated this scam over, it's been like over 4 years. In the making, 4 or 5 years. Wow. It's very simple scam. Oh, I have this, there's this Ford organization is giving grants.
$20 million.
Yes, it's giving grants to the less privileged or the society. You know that they know that Nigeria, that Nigerian money, the leaders are eating it. So the people are not having the money. So this will say, instead of giving Nigeria leaders money, let us give it to the people that need it. That is so. You need to see someone like it's true. Oh yeah, this is where this can start. For you to come and register, you have to register. You start with one small amount.
So for you to subscribe, not which small amount. Each
I wanted to get there.
Is paying 1.8
No. Oh no, okay. So no, I know. So it's there are different levels. There's chairman of cluster. They have clusters and all that. So it's not everybody. So at the business level, I think that's a pyramid to hold a structure that more people are under you. That's why you pay that high. The basic is like 3,000. So everybody pay 3,000 just to be a part of it. Then every small time they tell you bring 1,000 for documents that Atiku or somebody blocked it. Now, it's Buhari.
Buhari, yes. I heard that President Buhari, the former President Buhari was also...
They said the money wants to come, but Buhari blocked it, and they've gotten their lawyers to sue Buhari.
Yeah.
And so do not make it that it is in the court. And then do you know the part? You see, all of this is not even what is doing me. Do you know the part that is so bad? For 4 to 5 years, a number of people were praying for, they go, the whole night vigils.
Wow.
The whole night vigils, they plead the blood.
Say they plead.
Do you understand? They plead. So, you know what this thing shows you? Someone can ignorantly pray.
The heart of
and you will,
man
is desperately wicked.
And you know what happens? As they're praying, prophecies are coming. I go to one people
about
that,
this grant.
in the next 1 month, that God of Ezra and Nehemiah has spoken that, see, when the flood is coming, prophecies. And people prayed for years. Some people waited for this thing. I know people that passed on were waiting. Some people putting money and all of that. And at every point, I remember telling people that I know, this is a scam. But no. Because most of the time, the person that brought it, so it was, this person's a pastor, they pushed it through the church angle. So a lot of your pastors, so imagine when your pastor, remember that MMM, Mavrodi and all that, a lot of it was propagated in church.
Yes.
So, you know, I just weak. So when they, not say I weak, I knew, you understand, but when they finally, so EFCC, and this happened last year when he was actually caught, since June, July. And so the thing not calmed down, but it wasn't brought up to the news, but recently, it now became public knowledge. And then investigations are ongoing and all of that. And, man.
Sad.
Well, I'm grateful to the EFCC. We need more investigations and more arrests, right? Because also because we need more of these, you know, examples to come to the fore so that people are more aware and know how to look out for these things. It's really sad that people will hide under the umbrella of religion, you know, to perpetrate their evil acts as this. Imagine people that took loans, monies that they did not have to be a beneficiary of these grants. Imagine people that had to borrow and having sleepless nights, thinking and hoping that, oh, my pastor whom I look up to, whom I believe is called by God.
This was never imagined. It's not even imagine. I know, like, it's not imagine. I know people that this was going through.
So this is what
because
I
they are
have to
daily
say.
and nightly.
So this is what I have to say about this, right? And situations like this. I mean, over time, we've had different schemes come up, whether it's from MMM1, this one and that one and everything, crypto. Well, there's a lot, so seriously, there's crypto, there's this one, then even like different structures that come and all of that. Something I've noticed is that is greed that used to literally cause certain things to happen. That's like, no, like for instance now, even a scam, the ones they send on the phone, do you understand? Or you click this link now to get instant
$1 million. People would click it.
$1 million even there.
Exactly.
They'll tell you
let me drop one or two.
click this link now, you enter the speed, the wheel, the speed and all of that.
If a link comes.
On your WhatsApp.
Even if it is from a trusted source.
Don't do it.
Hold it. Even if it is from a trusted source. Somebody sent me a scam. They hacked MM's WhatsApp one time.
Yes.
They sent me a message.
It happened to me.
I'm telling you, they sent me a message. It's like, Mike, I need 40,000 naira now to pay into my account. Is having an issue. Pay into this person's account. I almost fall for this scam.
So that's the thing. So that's what I noticed. So like most times, you as a person as well, you need to also hold yourself accountable, right? You want to win $20 million.
How?
So this is it.
Grants to do what?
So this is it.
No,
yeah. So let me just.
It's
we have to go, but yeah, number one, if it seems too good to be true, then it is too good to be true. If you are going to get a grant, someone's going to give you something.
If it looks like sharp money,
they will not tell you to bring something to give. Same thing will happen with auditions and all that. If they tell you to come and register with money, you can if it's registered, it's free. Register. We register with money.
Yeah.
Hey. That's one red flag. Just
if you think about it, even if the guy, like, I mean, they donated 1.8, if the guy was not greedy, he can gather out that money and still do something. And still at least share to be giving small grants. The way they are levels. The way they are levels. No, the way they are levels.
Their levels.
Be giving people, just to make them believe, to continue.
Okay. We're also looking forward to, we heard that for Hush Puppy, they're also putting together a movie for shopping. So we'll get to watch
But
that
there was
later on.
actually
But hey,
yeah.
come on. There are different ways, at least just
He
one.
celebrated
I
his
give it to
birthday
them.
recently in the US prison.
But that's one
They're
way. If it's too
investigating
good-
how that happened.
If it's too good to be true, then it is too good to
Yeah,
be true.
guys, if you have shared or if you have experienced scam or you have been scammed, kindly let us know on all our socials, guys. We would like to, lean in on your comments. The show continues shortly. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Thank you so much for staying with us. It's about that time of the day where we actually review the covers of the dailies. And right here, I'll be starting with The Nation newspaper. And of course, sitting here with us, our analyst extraordinaire,
Continue
straight
that.
out of the beautiful game.
What's that?
Hi, Mike. How you doing this morning?
I'm fine.
Okay, great. So now for the major headlines here for the nations, we have federal government, our economic policies yielding fruits. And for the writers here, we have Edun. We are improving living standards. How we're bringing down inflation by Cardoso. Bagudu explains revenue targets. More palliatives for vulnerable Nigerians. And on the top there to the left, we have Nigerians spend $40 billion on foreign education, health care. And to the right of that, we have T-129 attack helicopters join battle against insecurity. We have that on page 3. And to the right there, we have Ladi Adebutu, others charged with money laundering. We have that on page 3. Kogi money not missing, state government tells EFCC. We have that on page 4. And scrolling down to the strip below there, we have Alake is Africa's mining minister's chair. We have that on page 6. Amotekun arrests 149 in Ondo. We have that on page 5. Now, I actually want to scroll back to the major headline here that says, from the federal government statement saying, economic policies yielding fruits. Mike, do you agree with that?
Incidentally, your shoe says money.
It says money. Oh,
Wish you could raise it up for them to see the money. But hey, all of them are quite related. Especially there's this the governor of Central Bank was summoned by the Assembly, by the House of Assembly, and he stated that Nigerians spend $40 billion on foreign education and healthcare and all of that. And yes, and that's where a majority of our money goes. And everything, I've said that at times it might seem complicated, but reviving an economy is quite easy, very simple. Getting the naira back to where it should be, or where if you create value, somebody said why is the dollar affecting egg, that we produce egg here, but you see the feed that you are buying for
the chicken,
you understand, for the chicken and all of that is imported.
Yes.
That's the problem.
So this actually brings to mind to a statement
that's the problem.
by one of our officials yesterday. He's talking about how the number of Nigerians schooling abroad is literally one of the major reasons that the dollar is inflating. Do you believe that?
See, look, create value. Export more than import. People will stay back. When you don't, the quality of what you have here, that is, and you are treating is not the root cause. You understand? It's the effect of something that has already happened. So that is not the cause. Treat the root cause. Create value before the naira. Export rather than import. And definitely you will not hear things.
All right. I think you have a paper there. Which you have? You have the Punch?
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Let's take a look at the Punch. Nigerians spent, it's the same thing. Nigerians spent $98 billion on foreign trips and education in 10 years. That's from the CBN. Tinubu orders returns and orders emergency meeting on food crisis. Naira weakens at official market. Banks sell $584 million. IOCs withhold fresh investments over $1.3 billion debt. FG vows any security as NAF unveils attack helicopters. And customs sees 854 million naira vehicles and orders in January. Killer kidnappers free slain Kwara monarch's wife. 13 suspects nabbed. Dangote will list refinery and fertilizer companies. NGX Group chair. FG vows any security as NAF unveils attack helicopters. It's the same thing that you had basically same thing like had the nation and all of that.
Yeah.
Insecurity. I mean, just 2 days ago we heard about the boss. I think it was GIG and some other company who it was from Umuahia to Abuja and somewhere around Kogi State. 2 buses. Everybody they were kidnapped.
They were kidnapped. Yeah.
You know, the transport companies had to release a statement. I mean, it's Umuahia to Abuja. Even on the roads, you can't Kogi State. You know, so look, we can't, and it is not. We know with insecurity, there's a lot that that you can say is sabotage.
Yeah.
From inside forces and all of that. It's something that we need to sort out. It's crazy.
Definitely. There was also the story about the people that were coming from a wedding, escorting the groom.
The bride and the groom and all of that
and
too.
they were actually kidnapped.
You understand? The other one, there was
55
someone about a
people.
burial also. It's almost like, you know,
So it's just like
it's
a
quite
day.
interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, let's look at The Guardian now. So for The Guardian here, for the major headlines here, inflation, price hike, push an egg-a-day diet beyond Nigerians rich. We have that on page 6. To the left of that, we have regional groups hinge, coup on hardship, failure of democracy. We have that on page 3. Below that, we have bishops, northern elders, lament rising inflation, hardship, insecurity. We have that on page 4. And then we have an infographics here talking about pricey eggs. And of course, Mike, you actually mentioned this egg situation. Talking about
Yeah, because I bought for the first time in quite a long time, I bought a crate of eggs 2 days ago, I think, yeah? 2 days, yesterday or so. It was 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah, it was 3.5. They are saying here that it's 3.6 and all of that. It was 3.5.
Remember we used to buy egg for like 800, 900 for a
Wow,
crate?
an egg, you know how staple egg is?
Yes,
It's one of the
of course.
cheapest sources of protein.
Yeah, yeah.
And for me, you know, so even though I was looking at it that, okay, well, there's going to be quite a reliance on egg now. And if egg is that, the next one is beans. Beans, we know that it has gone higher.
Beans has gone high since it's not rich man food. Yes, of course. And then
Well, the federal government has stated that there is no shortage, that they're going to open food banks.
Yeah.
There is no shortage of food.
yes.
You know, and so prices should not be hiked because of an impending, as it were, scarcity of food.
Of course. I mean, it's interesting, and at the same time, it's scary. Talking about food. Food is literally something we cannot do without. Only imagine what could happen if food actually goes scarce. But then again, thankfully for the statements, it's about that time we actually head over to the kitchen right now where MM and Blossom are standing by. Thank you, Mike.
Yes, guys, welcome to the kitchen. Pretty stoked about this morning's breakfast because I've got my girl with me.
So good to be back, guys.
Blossom,
I'm super excited.
you abandoned us. We will never forget this act of betrayal.
It's good to be back.
But either ways, we'll resolve on this with her recipe this morning. So this morning, guys, she will be making spicy beef pasta. Ooh, one of my favorite. Blossom certainly knows how to win my hearts.
You know.
All right, Blossom, let's talk about the ingredients for our
All right, so this morning we'll be working with penne pasta.
penne pasta.
Yes, you can decide to use the regular pasta. Depends on your pocket and your budget. So it's really a very simple recipe.
Okay.
So I have my shredded beef here. I have some bell peppers, the green bell peppers, and then my onions. And I have an array of spices. So this is my chicken stock, seasoning powder, the curry, thyme, salt. That's about it, with some vegetable oil and some grated pepper. I have ginger and garlic going into just a bit of it. I don't want to go overboard with it.
Okay.
It's
I love
very
pepper.
simple.
The fact that pepper, like freshly blended pepper,
Blended, yes.
right, is in this mix just makes it even more exciting for me because I can't wait. Yes. I see that you've been heating up the pan.
Yes.
So what are we starting with? The
Like I said, it's very simple, right? It's just, you just put your pasta in the hot water. We'll allow the water get hot.
Okay.
Then when we put the pasta, we'll put in some salt just to give it some basic taste.
Okay.
Then after that, we'll toss in some oil in the pan.
Okay.
Then we'll put our beef. You can use chicken, you can use whatever works for you for this recipe.
Sardines.
You can use sardines, you can use a gizzard, whatever works for you. Then we get it marinated with the spices. And of course, the bell pepper comes at the end, just for garnish, basically.
Okay. So we're not steaming the bell peppers. We're just going to toss them in at the end.
Yes,
Okay.
just to give it that color.
Yes, give it that color. Also give it that, you know, fresh taste. And also that way you're also retaining all of the nutrients in the
meal.
pepper. Because, I mean, that's another way that you can enjoy your vegetables and get the
pepper
best
also goes in
of it as well.
just after you put your beef.
Okay. So let's get cooking. What are we starting with? The pasta.
Yes, we'll allow the water heat up for a bit.
Okay.
Then we'll put in the pasta.
Okay. When do we begin the process for the...
Okay, we can start now.
Okay.
But I think I'll start by chopping the onions.
onions.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome, guys. If you're just joining us, you're not late. You haven't missed out much. With me in the kitchen is Chef Blossom, and this morning she's making spicy beef pasta. Remember, guys, that the beef in this recipe can be replaced with anything. It depends on your budget and your pockets. If you don't want to go big or you want to go small, that's okay, right?
And it doesn't take time to cook at all.
Yeah, it doesn't, right? Because I mean, we're all
relaxed.
Yeah, that's why she's relaxed. Considering the fact that, you know, she's just joining us after a decade, like Mike said. Okay, so let's, we're waiting for the water to cook, but then I'm just going to put on the other
Pan.
yeah, so that we can get cooking on the beef. We need this to be ready.
Yeah, a bit.
Yes, before the show, you know, wraps up, okay? And so right here are the ingredients. As you can see, it's such a beautiful spread. And then you have like the green and the red bell peppers, just adding more color and, you know, just also going to give the food that luster that it needs, you know, this is something about food. You feed your, before, you know, you feed your stomach with your eyes.
First, before you know, gets into your mouth.
Gets into your mouth,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm one of those people. The food has to look good. If it doesn't look good.
So I think bell peppers actually works for that. I think people should learn to infuse bell peppers in their meal. The fact that it has very good health benefits as well.
Yeah,
And it just gives this color to your meal.
Packing on a lot of nutrients, most importantly, antioxidants. Like, they have a lot of benefits. And, well, I'm really hoping that we're in the season where you can get them very cheap.
Okay, so that's where you might want to consider it's really expensive.
Yeah, bell peppers are expensive.
Really expensive.
Especially the red and the yellow bell peppers. Those ones cost a fortune. Not literally, but they actually really cost a lot, right?
So I said something about the pasta earlier.
Okay.
So this penne pasta, the last time I purchased, I got one. I got it for about $7.50 for a pack.
Okay.
So I got this for 8,800.
Woo!
You can see the difference.
Whoa, that's
I mean, that's a lot.
expensive. That's expensive. But the joy of this meal is that you can work with your budget. If you want to go with the regular pastas, that's okay. If you want to go with this one, that's still okay. What's most important is same process, just different ingredients, right? Great. And we'll go on a quick break now. The show continues in a bit, people. Stay with us. We're back, yes. Pretty excited about this breakfast. And because we have Chef Blossom with us. Right, so we're making spicy beef pasta, guys. And so much going on already. Can you imagine that? Right, so yeah, Blossom, over to you.
So like I said earlier, we will marinate our beef for a bit just to get the spices infused properly into the beef.
Okay.
So after this now, just put in some oil in the pan.
Okay.
Allow it to heat up for a bit. Then I'll saute the onions. Then I'll put in the beef. You know, on low heat, I'll keep stirring it to allow the beef cook properly. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And then our pasta goes in here. Sorry, our pasta goes in here. Okay. Once it's ready, we just put it in and every other thing goes in.
And it's ready in like a jiffy, right? So on your screen right there are the ingredients, guys, if you missed out on it earlier on, but I'll just run through them. We have our onions, very, very nicely chopped. I love the, accuracy with the chopping.
You know, when it comes to these things with it.
No. We
know
know
our
how to do
onions.
it. Nice.
Yes.
Nice one. Okay. Yeah, so we have our spices. You want to tell us the array of spices that we're making use of?
Okay, I like to work with chicken stock, but for this recipe, since you're using beef, you might want to use beef seasoning. Sorry. Then curry powder, thyme. Thyme is optional. Then our seasoning powder and some salt. That's just what.
Just keep it simple, guys.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. And if you also want to get the best from your herbs, you could use like fresh ginger and
Yes.
garlic. You just grate
We already
them
have that
into-
in the pepper.
Oh, you see
Yes.
that? You see that? That's like a must-have, guys. I think that's one of the things I literally like invest in.
All my meals.
Yes.
Yes.
I invest in a lot of ginger
It gives
and
that
garlic.
flavor, and the
Yes.
benefit is really mind blowing.
Yes, very much, guys. Very much, guys. And they're not expensive. They're very, very affordable. I mean, if you go to Matswaf, I'm sure you can like
Get
like
in-
a chocolate, maybe like 5,000, 6,000 there. It's very, very, very affordable. So what are we doing right now?
So we're putting in our pasta.
Okay.
So usually people ask this question: must your water get hot before you
before
put
you pour
in
in your pasta.
I think it's okay to allow your water boil
Okay.
or hot because there's this thing. It spikes the. Did you just look at me? It gives it this, like when you're cooking. I feel like you should just maintain a consistency in your heat.
Okay.
That it helps the pasta or the rice boil fast, and it gives it this
Oh,
very
really?
fine look. Yes, at the end.
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't make it have this soggy look. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
I definitely.
No, that's a hack
Yes.
for you guys. That's one
So
hack for you.
always boil your pasta in hot water.
Okay.
Even noodles, when you cook noodles, if you put it in cold water from the start, you realize that the after effect won't look as much as it won't look that. It won't give that thin look.
Okay. Okay. I haven't actually really paid attention.
Yeah.
So because like Nigerians, we're always in a hurry.
Hurry to do everything.
Hurry to do everything. Hurry to cook. Hurry to eat. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to look out for that. I'm definitely going to look out for it. So, like Blossom has said, ensure that the water heats up a little bit.
You don't have to wait for it
pour
to
in your
boil.
pasta.
Just make sure it's hot.
Yeah, just make sure it's like hot.
Hot.
So now, what consistency are we looking out for with our pasta?
Not too soggy, not too soft,
Okay.
and not hard, because pen pasta has to be soft.
Just al dente.
Yes.
The chefs will say, just al dente.
So yeah, and you like to always want to put your salt.
In your water, right?
your water.
Just when it's cooking. Fantastic.
That gives it the basic taste.
Okay. Stuff is things are really coming together right here in the kitchen. I hope you're as excited as I am. I know, right? Because I mean, this is my favorite dish. I love pasta. I love pasta. And
I was going to say some stories.
okay, another hack. Go ahead.
Yes, another hack. So some people like to put vegetable oil in their pasta. Have you seen that?
I have. Okay.
So-
Should we do that? We should not do it.
So I don't want to do that because the reason is they do it because they don't want it to cluster.
Yeah.
So I think if you stir, once you put in your salt, you can just stir your pasta with spoon or fork or something.
So you really can do without adding vegetable
You can do
oil
without
to the
adding. I feel
water.
that's like extra cholesterol. I feel like it's just doing too much.
That's the point, if you think about it, right? I mean, that's really true. I mean, I think you're so spot on, really, because that's like extra cholesterol, like extra oil. That's too much fat already you're adding to your water.
Yes.
And then you're still going to add oil again in the sauce you're making or in the base you're going to use in, making your pasta at the end of the day. So, if
I
you
feel
can
because
avoid
people
it-
don't see what they consume, they just go overboard with the quantity
everything.
with everything they do.
I agree with you. So what are we doing with our vegetables? Tell us. Are you like chopping? Are you cutting them into strips?
Okay, so I'll just chop them.
Okay, like
Yeah.
into tiny little pieces.
Yes. If it was a long pasta, I would shred
Okay.
to just give it that fine look.
Okay, nice. So, I mean, we're having fun here in the kitchen. I know you can see that, right? But we have to head over to the couch now for some interesting conversation. Guess what, guys? It's nutrition with Mike.
Isiaha Bolaji Olojo is our guest this morning, a health coach and the visionary behind Coach Nation. Today, our topic is breakfast for wellness champions. It is great to have you. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so who's a wellness champion? Am I a wellness champion?
Well,
Can I qualify as a wellness
I'll
champion?
explain and then you decide for yourself.
I'll decide for myself.
Yes.
Okay, all right, okay.
So wellness champions basically are children who enjoy eating healthy food. Yes, they make it look super fun and they bring their friends along for
My
the
mom is
ride.
still alive, so technically I'm still a child because I'm somebody's child.
Okay.
So I'm a wellness champion.
Okay.
What is it about breakfast, first of all? How is it as important as it is said to be? Is breakfast that important? You know, we've heard it all our lives about breakfast being the most important meal of the day, or even though it doesn't have to be the heaviest. But how important is breakfast?
Breakfast is really, actually all our meals are important.
Okay.
But breakfast is really important. How you start your day, whether you're having it in the morning or later in the day, is so important. And it impacts mood, it impacts learning, especially for children. It impacts energy levels. And that's important. So how we start, I like to say how we start the day of our tummy is very important.
So because of most of the times we have to be here quite early, breakfast can be very tricky for a number of us. And when you talk about mood and talk about how energy, you know, it kicks up the energy for the day, because you find out at times you are, even if you eat later in the day, you find out maybe you are not so as energetic as you would love to be because you did not maybe have that breakfast as it should be. So what is your take? What kind of breakfast should wellness champions have?
Fantastic. And it's important. I want to say something about what you said. Okay. It's important because sometimes you even have something to eat and then you feel good for some time and then the dip happens.
The dip happens.
And that's something that we're constantly trying to avoid. You want to be nourished. Sometimes people just eat. But for me, the goal is that we're nourishing our children.
Our children. So,
yes.
So now I want to talk about the kinds of foods now that they should eat. Okay, please.
The kinds of food. Because it's important. I was reading a study, a study from Feed for Health, also in Nigeria.
Okay.
And then they were saying how it's interesting how our income levels have gone up, yet our nutrition levels have gone down. Because we're feeding our children, but we're not nourishing them with exactly what they need.
To win. Do we even know? A lot of people don't even know what they need.
And it's apparent that a lot of people don't know, seeing how much we have, children who are maybe overweight or obese. So it's important. The United Nations is screaming, UNICEF is screaming, Center for Disease and Disease Control is screaming, because the numbers, not only are they high now, projections in about 5 to 10 years are increasing at an alarming rate.
You have a lot of people above their BMI, as it were. And like you said, I went to check this BMI setting. At times, you don't look on the plus size, but you are above BMI, and then you see that you are obese, even if you don't look like you are very big or something. So it can be something. So what are these ingredients, or what kinds of foods are the best for wellness champions for breakfast?
So for children, like I said, it's super important how our children start their days. Okay. One thing that you'd agree with me, a lot of people do in the morning, is that we give cereal.
Cereal, yes.
In fact, there's a term, breakfast cereal.
Very true.
But breakfast cereal is not, it didn't come with us as we were born. It's actually the making of manufacturers and advertisers.
Very true.
There is nowhere in the books that says that we have to have cereal for breakfast.
Well, people think that way because it's light.
Convenient.
And convenient.
Especially convenient.
Convenience, true.
Especially
you don't have
convenient.
to cook and spend time and all of that. It's something easy. I put in cereal, I put in some dairy, and I mix it together. I'm good.
Yes, but you want your children nourished, you want them strengthened, you want them alert, especially when they go to school. So what we should be thinking, a lot of the breakfast cereals we have are simple carbohydrates.
Simple carbohydrates and sugar.
Yes, and sugar. So they're high in sugar. Some of them are high in fat, and we don't want that. So what we need are complex carbohydrates. And the good thing is that there are actually some cereals that are like that. They're actually high. Of course, I can't call some names here, but I want moms or parents in general to really start to do research. One rule of thumb when it comes to cereal, because one thing you really want to avoid when it comes to cereal are things that are high in sugar. It just doesn't help our children, both for now and for the future.
And they tell you that children at that young age, they can take sugar and it's easy for them and all of
Mike,
that.
I don't know where they get that thing from. There's just a lot of
so there's a lot of pumping of sugar into kids.
Yes, and it's not helping at all.
But the body does need sugar.
The body needs... There's complex carbohydrates. Remember, all carbohydrates break down into sugar at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Yes, but you need the good kind because it's energy.
It's energy. So when we're feeding our children, you want to think of complex carbohydrates.
So what foods
for them.
have this? What
Okay.
kind of foods can we get in the morning that can help?
Mike, you know I talked about breakfast cereal.
Okay.
There's nowhere in the book that says that we always have to give our children cereal for breakfast.
Okay.
Right now we're making a food in the kitchen,
Pasta,
right?
yeah.
Nothing stops us from giving our children pasta,
Pasta.
especially the healthy kind,
Okay.
or even beans in the morning,
In the morning.
or even
Oh,
potato and yam. You know, somehow when we hear it, it's almost like, no, let's give them cereal. But there's oats too. Oats is great. Oats is complex. And something about complex carbohydrates is that they're slow release, meaning that they tend to give you energy for a long period of time.
Complex carbohydrates.
Yes, complex carbohydrates.
So this is what we'll do as a rule of thumb. We'll tell people to go and check out for what foods have complex carbohydrates and they can take that one. Fufu, eba, in the morning.
Okay.
Does it have complex carbohydrates? We just round up with that one.
Fufu is good, but for children, that would be too heavy.
Okay, for pounded yam, for men, we can take pounded yam in the
I'm
morning.
going to let you decide that, Mike.
It is a pleasure talking to you. I know you'll be here for the rest of the month. We'll
Yes,
talk
I
more
will.
nutrition and wellness. Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you
coming.
for having me, Mike.
All right, we'll take a time out now. The second hour is coming right up. One of the greatest challenges I have personally is when it comes to nutrition. So for today, nutrition, which we had just before this time out, was really very, very helpful and enlightening. Good morning, welcome. It's the second half of Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Mesikeno. We've been through 1 hour of educating, entertaining, and enlightening content. Well, we're set for 45 minutes more. Winfrey, of course, was here with me, but she had to be at the convenience, so she'll be here just in a bit. It's been a wonderful time. But also, I am definitely sure that Chef Blossom is putting together complex carbohydrates. I had to go Google and check out a list of complex carbohydrates. I saw beans there, so I smiled. There was some pasta. Yeah, beans is number one
What's on that card?
but
for
there's no
complex
beans here.
carbohydrates. No, I said the Google list I went to
Okay,
check.
the Google list.
Oh,
you
okay.
check.
There was complex.
Yeah,
But I know there's
complex
beef there.
carbohydrates. Yes.
Blossom, just
There's
very
beef,
fast, just tell
yes.
me.
Okay, what we have here, we
Yeah.
have our beef already marinated and was pan-searing it in some oil and some chopped onions. So we have our pasta boiling already.
That's not complex in any way. That's all sweet.
Yes. So we have some grated peppers,
Okay.
fresh pepper and ginger, garlic as well, all blended together. We have some bell
Red.
peppers, red,
Bell peppers.
green red peppers, and then an array of spices, and of course our vegetable oil. So
Voila.
voila.
All right. Okay. So if I was just to go over quite a list, it's Wake Up Nigeria. Well, we'll get to help you wake up. Like I said, the number one on that list is beans. Then you have whole grains, you have oats, there's fruits, peas, corn, legumes, lentils, barley, breads, brown rice, chickpeas, rice, whole wheat pasta, apples, carrots, cereals, potatoes, quinoa. It goes on and on. But hey, come on. Just go check it out. Complex carbohydrates that can keep your energy level up. Now, it's been a wonderful show so far, and of course, we have some quite more. But remember, you can hit us up at TVC Entertainment _ on social media to keep up with what we have out. Also on YouTube at TVC Entertainment. And on relationship this morning, we're talking about why do people cheat? Is there one answer? Well. We have someone in the house to let us know if there is one answer. Oluwa Tobilola Olumide Ajayi will be here to talk about a perspective on why people cheat. There's something I really wanted to talk about. It now skipped my mind. I don't know whether it's that nutrition discussion that made it skip my mind. But nutrition requirements here, what do your kids eat in the morning? What do you get them? Cereals is a major part, right?
I wouldn't know, actually. Cereals is not a major part of their
Breakfast.
diets.
Okay, of their
Of
diet.
their
as a
diets
whole.
generally, right? So for breakfast, I ensure that they have their whole meal.
Whole meal, okay.
Yes.
So
And
you're
I
looking at what?
also ensure that, so it's either we're doing potatoes, sweet potatoes.
Okay.
I invest in a lot of potatoes, sweet potatoes, Irish
Potatoes are
potatoes,
good.
plantains,
Plantains.
pancakes.
Okay, with eggs.
Eggs, right.
The pancakes.
But the thing with Elsie doesn't eat eggs.
Okay.
She avoids eggs.
Doesn't like eggs. Fried or boiled?
Both.
Both. Why?
If you even put it in the same, she wouldn't eat it.
Are you sure it's not because of an ingredient in the egg?
No, it's
Do you
not
do it with
because
onions? Does she like onions? Because I remember that for me,
yeah,
onions when I was growing up.
Yeah.
If you put onions into something, wahala, that whole thing is
It's
a wahala.
not about what it's in the
Okay.
egg, right? Because growing up, I mean, even when they were toddlers, right? I always ensure that they have little or no seasoning
Okay.
in their foods at all, right? Because I don't want them to. But now that they are growing,
They are growing,
yeah,
okay.
they're not. Oh no, it's not tasty.
It's not
Oh
tasty
no,
enough.
it's tasty.
You take them out to
Talking
eat cheese and all
about
that.
tasty, let me tell
Yeah.
you what this girl did to me and then
Ah.
asked me.
And then, when can we push it up to some time?
Okay.
Maybe tomorrow or something, and you tell us this story, right?
Ah,
You tell us the story. But let's take a look at what the weather will look like today and the rest of the week.
oh, that was a beautiful performance there by Miss Sola, making my heart sing a ling a ling. I love it. Okay. Yes, so talking about falling in love, we're about to approach another conversation, this time falling out of love. Well, why do people cheat? Well, with us is Tobiloba Olumide Ajayi. She's a seasoned certified family life practitioner, a marriage and relationship counselor. She's also the lead consultant at Grace Made Family Institute, an institution on a mission to impact and transform at least 1 million plus marriages by 2030. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay. This conversation is a very controversial one.
I know.
But first, I think we need to establish what cheating is and the kinds of cheating. You know, there's the emotional cheating, there's the physical cheating, and I'm sure there's a long list of other cheatings or types of cheatings. But first of, let's establish what cheating is.
Okay, thank you for having me. So cheating is also called infidelity, and it is when it's an act of engaging in an emotional relationship or sexual romantic relationship with another person other than your spouse or your partner. So when you already commit to something or someone and you go against it, you're faithful to that commitment, then that is cheating.
Okay. Now let's talk about the types of cheating
Yeah, so
that exists.
I already said romantic relationship or emotional. So there's emotional cheating.
Okay.
What
is emotional cheating?
Yeah, that's what I want to say. So emotional cheating, or we can also call it emotional infidelity, is when there's no physical intimacy already yet, and so you're already you're having conversations, you're flirting, you're having feelings, you're attracted to someone.
Using pet names or those names?
It's part of it.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have this special friend, you know, and
Best friend,
office spouse,
Office
and
husband,
office wife.
and wife.
Yeah, you know, and you already know that you have feelings for this person. So yeah, we're not saying you should not have friends of the opposite sex, but you already have feelings for this person. You're already looking forward to see this person. You're dressing up for them. You're flirting with them. You want to always talk to them, and then you know, they're just special. And when anybody raises anything, your spouse raises an eyebrow or a red flag, you're very defensive. So that's emotional cheating.
What other cheating
There's
types of cheating?
physical cheating, which is, of course, sex. Sex is involved. And there's micro cheating where...
What's micro? Small. You cheat small. You
Yeah, Yeah. So micro cheating, you're texting.
Ah,
and,
okay.
you know, like phone cheating.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's phone cheating.
Yeah, kind of. So you're texting them, you're making calls, you're chatting and all that.
Okay.
And of course, it's romantic in nature.
Now let's just dive right into the crux of the matter, which is why do people cheat? What are the signs to look out for in a relationship where there is infidelity?
Okay, so people cheat for various reasons.
Right.
And maybe there are actually a lot of reasons, but I'll just mention a few and emphasize some. So people cheat probably because they are wired to cheat. And by wiring, I mean, yeah. So by wiring, I mean that sometimes we are programmed from childhood, maybe from how they were raised. They have unprocessed trauma, upbringing and stuff. So it is in their nature. They just believe that
They have been programmed.
Yeah, they have been programmed. They just believe that is the norm.
Okay.
And so, I mean, they don't see anything wrong with it.
Okay.
Or some will see something wrong with it, but they just cannot help themselves because there's already a programming in their software. So yeah, some people cheat because of that. Some people cheat because they lack self-control. So when they see, especially the men, they're very visual. So, when they see maybe someone looking good, looking sexy, that is appealing to them, they just want to go ahead and do whatever, I mean, if it's emotional or physical cheating. Some people cheat because of, I would say, unguided proximity. And that's a very common one.
Lack of having boundaries.
Yeah, lack of boundaries. So this happens a lot to good people. I mean, they have their marriages good, everything is good, but they still
don't know how to
end up
establish boundaries.
They still end up cheating because they do not know how to establish boundaries. Yes.
Okay.
So maybe work, you're close to this person at work, and because you always spend time together. I mean, you spend probably 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours at work.
Yeah.
You don't even have that with your spouse. And so if you're not careful, it will go beyond what you expect, especially when you're now their shoulders to cry on, everything they communicate to you, they're having issues in their relationship, they are telling you, and you're allowing that. Before you know it, emotions are already involved, and something will lead to another. So that's very common, and people have to just set boundaries. That's the main thing. People cheat also because of I would say low self-esteem. And
low self-esteem.
Yeah.
The cheater now is now the one having the self-esteem issues.
Yes.
Okay.
The cheater.
Kindly explain.
Yeah. So a lot of people have low self-esteem, but they've not named it. They don't know they have low self-esteem. And so because of this low self-esteem, they have constant need for validation, external validation.
Oh.
Yeah, so when they see somebody giving
constantly
them
complimenting
that,
them, okay.
They just feel like they owe this person, or they naturally gravitate towards those people. And so, because they feed on it, it's like fueling their system.
Like
yeah. So when somebody is constantly telling them, oh, you're very intelligent, oh, you look very sexy, oh, you look good, and they're just, maybe you do something, especially if maybe the person is kind of in a higher position, is richer,
appreciating them.
It's someone they look up to, a boss or something, because of their low self-esteem, and they need this thing, they need the validation, so they will do anything to keep getting it.
All right. And before I know we need to wrap this up quickly, but I just need to ask you one more question. It's a yes or no. Do you think humans are biologically polygamous in nature?
No, I don't think so.
No, she doesn't think so. Yes, I agree that human beings are not biologically polygamous in nature. So stop using that as an excuse to cheat and commit adultery and infidelity. Thank you so much, Oluwatobiloba,
Thank you
for this
having
conversation. Me. I know that we'll continue, more on the relationship discussion next week.
Yeah.
All right, we have to go now. The show continues shortly. Stay with us, guys.
Thank you for staying with us till this very point of the show now. We're literally at the penultimate interview for a beautiful Wednesday edition right here on Wake Up Nigeria. And with me, closing up the show today, I have Sonny Okona. He's no stranger to the house. He is a data scientist, filmmaker, producer, actor, and entrepreneur who's known for his movies such as Masked, Inbred, The Shift, Johnson Seed, Family Ties, When the Flower Withers, and many, many more. Welcome back to Wake Up Nigeria. How you doing?
Thank you.
All those are awards from Nigeria, London, America.
Good,
Hope you're putting them.
Yeah, of course.
Where do you keep your awards?
Well, I chef, of course.
Your chef, where? In your bedroom so that you wake up and see it all?
No, of course. You try to show your...
So that anyone that enters the house...
and you just see that by the side,
right
yeah.
There. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today. I mean, tell me, since the last time you've been here, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been, of course, involved in a lot of projects. I co-produced some and did acted on, some of them.
Okay.
So I just did a recent project, Point of Theft, which will be released this year.
This year?
Sometime a few months from now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Point of Theft, tell me about it. What's it about?
Well, it's about, it's a story because I like telling stories that people don't get to, factor in or even investigate. But it's about a man with a dementia, a politician with a dementia, whose son tried to trick him into, taking off his wealth and other. But it turned out badly because he actually found out that the dad was playing and actually faked that.
Wow,
just to see, the integrity of his son. So,
oh, amazing. It actually takes me back to...
It has a lot of twists.
Yeah, it takes me back to like old Nollywood when you have these stories that actually have a lot of moral value. So tell me, what literally spurred that story?
Well, because I was thinking of doing something around, family. And, I've been doing more of, societal ills and stuff like this. I wanted to do something more family-oriented. And I was like, okay, what would I do especially that would be different for what is happening? Of course, we have a lot of things. And I'm not that kind of producer that follows the, mainstream,
Trend,
and focus on one particular kind of story. So I wanted to do something different. So I've never told the story about how, father and son relationship and how the twist and turn is. So basically that's the idea.
Oh, amazing. I think it's actually interesting because I mean the father and son relationship is one that is actually very, very important, I know, to a man's life. So Tom, did you act in it?
Just few scenes.
Just few scenes. So how was it juggling, producing, acting, all
It's
that?
not easy, but I'm used to it because I started off as an actor, right? So being a producer now makes it even more grounded for me because I see it as this is what I've done for years before even venturing into production itself. So it's just a technique.
All right.
It's just I don't like taking off everything. I just want to do few so I can have time to do other things behind the scenes stuff.
Amazing. So let me ask you about this dilemma, right? It's something to be in front of the screens, but then again, when you now happen to also be behind the scenes, I think acting, it kind of, I don't know, it's, how will I say it now? Does it make you super critical of other actors since you've literally been in a production field? Actually access to directors as well. Do you understand? Where you get to act and then direct. How do you like balance that out when it comes to performance as an actor?
Yeah, of course. So for me, because I've been in the field, so I criticized a lot, in terms of acting and sometimes I don't like wearing the director's cap because I just feel it's just too much.
It's a lot, yes.
I would literally, take someone off immediately and replace. I don't want to do that. Yeah, so basically for me, I criticize. Then I also try to do that. Some characters that I feel like, no one can do this. I should be the one to do this. It's limiting for someone like me.
So I
don't see someone else doing it because I just want to tell it the way it is.
The way it
But
is.
for some characters that I feel like, no, this is not me. I'll probably not do so well there.
Yeah.
Then I get other actors to do that. But if you have a character that you could actually tell, people could resonate to.
Yes.
That's
because I mean the most important thing is delivering the story that people actually want to see. Do you understand? In the most authentic way. Amazing. So now to be honest, when you actually spoke about the movie, when are we expecting the movie out?
This in May.
May. Okay, great. Okay, so I mean it's the month of February.
Yeah.
But Valentine is coming.
Yeah.
It's
well,
coming. 7 days down.
yeah.
Exactly 1 week away.
Yeah.
What is your plan? What are your plans?
Well, I'll be in London, so because I have a
Is it romantic getaway?
No.
It's project.
It's project.
wow.
So I think at some point in life you feel like, okay, well, it's good to
Yeah.
be, get of course romantically, but
Yeah.
that's not the core. If you have something serious doing at that period, you just have to do it. Unfortunately for me this time, it's gonna be
work.
work.
Ah,
But I would always have a way of
Celebrating.
celebrating that. Part.
So who are we celebrating with?
Well,
So you're telling us it's work.
There's other of course, who else than my significant other.
All
so,
right.
yeah.
All right. Amazing. Okay, so in the near future, are we actually going to be getting maybe a love story from you? So, I mean, you've done social issue, you've done family now,
Yes.
so are we going to be getting like love stories?
I'm not good with love stories. I don't know why.
You're not a lover man.
No,
You're a man of
I
war.
just feel I could not fix myself in that and tell.
that.
Because telling a story, you really have to be, in depth and
Yeah.
be able to tell it the way you will. I don't see, as a producer, I've never seen myself telling a love story.
You're not
I just find out that it's just everywhere.
It's just everywhere.
It's everywhere, and people, tell it the way they. It's just
The
too fictional.
experiences.
It's just too. It's too fictional.
So explain
It's
to me.
too-
So what's your typical love story now? Your life, not film. What's your since the one we are seeing is too fictional for you? What is your
No, it's
typical?
too fictional. No, so love for me is just your heart, being a nice person, taking care of someone, not because of anything, unconditional.
You don't believe in love at first sight?
No.
You don't believe in soulmates?
No, don't allow that to confuse you. There's nothing like that. You can like someone,
Yeah.
but not love.
Not love.
So I think we mistake that.
Okay, like at first sight. Attraction at
It's
first sight.
nice. Yes,
maybe.
I could like you I like your personality, but that doesn't mean I love you.
I love you.
So it takes time to now build, and I'm like, oh, there's a part that is now so close. I would love this person, and maybe because of the character and because of something, and not just
Yeah.
what we see in the movies.
Okay.
And that's why for me, as a filmmaker, I can't tell it because
can't
in the
tell
movie
it.
it's just too fictional. People just have this imagination of what it should be, and sometimes apply it to their life, and
Yeah.
they feel like they get disappointed when they don't see the reality that it's not like that. It's not like that.
All right. So if you're invited to actually play a lover boy in a
Yes.
movie, would you take
As an
accept
actor.
that? As an
Yes,
actor,
you can
you
as
will.
an actor. You can always.
You can act it.
Actor is about pretense, right? You could just do all
You
that.
can do all that.
You can do all that. You can be a
Amazing.
doctor. You can be anything as an
right.
actor. But in
Amazing.
reality, nah.
No. Don't worry. We'll send the love book to you. Don't worry. Anyways, we actually want to invite you to our kitchen right now
Oh,
because
okay.
your Blossom, who has been loving up with Mike, we actually have prepared something really special for you. Please let's head over to the kitchen. Welcome into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen.
The Azubike does not wanted to hide. He brought his junior brother
Do you
here.
understand?
And now
His
say,
brother.
he brought guests.
So what's the relationship between you guys?
Well, no.
No, you can't say that.
No,
The ears, the
friendship
nose.
and
If you guys are wondering who Mr. Azubike is, Mr. Azubike is one of our producers here on the show, and there's just a certain resemblance between both of them. But hey, welcome to the kitchen,
uncanny one.
Sonny, and here this is Chef Blossom, and this morning she's made for you spicy beef pasta.
Ooh, okay.
So we'd like you to dig in
Okay.
and enjoy,
Oh, thank you.
but you also need to give a verdict. Let us know.
Whoa,
what you
okay.
think.
It looks good though.
Oh, thank you.
So at least that's an attraction.
It's spicy. That's
Check.
why there's water there.
Yes, spicy.
I do spicy a lot.
Okay.
I do a lot.
So we're a bit like, what do you do, spicy? So, take it in. Okay. All right.
It's spicy.
Oh,
It
it's
is
spicy.
spicy.
So what do you think?
For the
Is it
weather, I think it's
tasty?
good for the cold weather.
I don't know where people are feeling this cold weather from, because me, I'm not feeling it. So except we are like in different.
You did a good job.
Nice.
Yeah, I love
awesome.
spicy, and this
Okay.
is just absolutely good.
Perfect.
From the look, it's already,
It's a pass, right?
it's a pass.
All right, great. Well done, Chef
Well done.
Blossom.
done.
So
Well
you've not
done.
lost your church, even if you left
Well
us.
done.
Welcome back.
Thank you for coming to the Wall of the Show. Thank you
Yes,
to
it
everyone who's
has.
part of the show. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.